his presentation of the presentation of the migrants' stories of success of IDPs. Our speakers are Volodymyr Yermolenko, Oleksandr Vodolazskyi, and Oleksandra Tselishcheva. Esteemed speakers, I would like to invite you to take the floor. Thank you all. While we are here, we would like to present the photo project, information project, which is IDP's stories of success stories in Internews Ukraine. We were implementing it with the support of the UNDP and the government of Japan. The main idea was to show that IDPs, that's not just a burden for the country, it's not just a big problem, but this is also many strong, creative people who continue fighting, who do not give up. And I am glad that one of the main persons who was implementing the project is the IDP, Oleksandr Vodolazskyi. I will say a few words about him. I will not be talking a lot. That's one of the results of the project. That's the calendar with the photographs of Alexander, who traveled to many cities of Ukraine. Every story, every photo is supported by a brief story of a person who is in Odessa, Dnipropetrovsk, Kiev. This could be doctors who started working in a new place, those who started their own business, they opened their coffee shop, for example, or cafe. And this is a long read where we gathered the different publications, including those which we did with our regional partners, journalists, and also the publications which were published in different Ukrainian media. So in the long read, there are several dozens of the stories, and we continue to develop them to demonstrate how many stories are there of the IDPs who are a great potential for Ukraine. I would like to give the floor to Oleksandra Tselishcheva, from representative of the UNDP in Ukraine. Thank you, Vladimir. I represent the UNDP program in Ukraine. That is the biggest agency of the UNO, which in many countries works for the sustainable development of these countries and people who live there. For almost a year, the UNDP in Ukraine, with the support of the government of Japan, is introducing the initiative on supporting IDPs. There are many activities there, but the biggest focus is providing jobs for these people, employment. If you hear about the activities of the UNDP related to help to IDPs, that is about requalification programs, about helping entrepreneurs, but it doesn't work just like that. When we are talking about jobs, that's a key problem for IDPs, that's true. But when we are talking only about the income, only about money, then what we want to achieve doesn't happen. So I'm happy that we have one more component in the program. It's not the biggest one, but it is very important. And that is what we call social integration. And we supported 15 organizations with different initiatives, and one of them is Internews Ukraine. And the initiative like that, the success stories or stories of IDPs, I believe that is what we lack now. And that is what we need to hear, to read, and we need to think, to find what's common but not different, and to think about how to continue to live all together. So I've finished. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm very happy that we met Oleksandr, and we, together with our regional media partners, we conducted a training for them, how to speak about these things, and then they developed and created some materials in Kryvyi Rih, Dnipropetrovsk, Odessa, Zaporizhia, Kharkiv, and other cities. And Kryvyi Radio, and I hear and listen, and I listen to the radio program where Oleksandr Vodolazskyi was the main hero, and we decided to create a photo project, and we thought, who will do this? And we had experience in this. We created a calendar, and we presented it in summer here. And the story of Oleksandr, I was really interested in the story, and it is interesting that the IDP created this, and for him, photography is a cause of his life. And also Oleksandr, he is from Gorlovka, and there he worked at the railway station. He wasn't a photographer. And we contacted Oleksandr, and now I give the floor to Oleksandr, and he will tell us about his story and the story of those people with whom he met, and who and how he made his photos. I'm glad to see everyone, and today I represent Donbas, not only as a photographer but also as a person. And due to interviews, I was able to create some material on IDPs, and these were IDPs who reached some success, reached success in their projects, and it was very pleasant to speak with them. And it's a great potential that people have, and this potential can be used for the benefit of our country. And many people brought some parts of their business, and some of them, they underwent training and rebuild their conscience in a new direction, and some of them continue to fight for the existence there, try to find employment and housing. And all these were people who were open to society, and they had great potential that they were ready to share. And success is connected with the openness of the person. So this person can be useful to society and to create something great. And I remember many stories, and these were great examples and inspiration for me. I met Elena Semedan, and this year she established a goal to help 600 people, not only in monetary assistance, but also to provide some advice or provide any other assistance. It is very important to have a goal. The person has a goal, such a task, and a person who reaches success, he tries to help other people to reach their goals. And in any city where I met with people, I met people who wanted to have to create something good for by their actions, to be an example for other IDPs. So you should follow your route. You should find some connections and communication with other people, and to start a new life in a new place. Thank you, Alexander. And here we see stories of Tatiana Mri, who is in Dnipropetrovщina, and she edits a Ukrainian newspaper, and she disseminates the paper in the conflict area. And also there is a story of a girl, Polina. She is a talented painter, and she is in Konstantinivka, and she created an exhibition there. And also the Kravchenko opened a service for transporting of disabled persons. And also there's a story of doctors in Kiev who work with people with autism, or other people who, for example, a doctor who opened a clinic in Slaviansk, and other doctors, two doctors who work in Konstantinovsky hospital. And they are very close to the area of conflict. And Elena Semidan, she provides training for children, and she has a project, Tricks of Science. And she tells children about interesting things connected with physics. And due to the program of development of UNO, we try to spread this message. And these stories, we can say that this is a drop in the sea, that there are a lot of tragic stories, and of course we understand this. But we believe that it is very important to bring such ideas that there are some people, that they are successful, and they are useful to Ukraine, to our society. I would like to add that all these people, they have human values, and they try to share these values. All those people, they have energy, and they are inspired and ready to work. And many employers, they understand that IDPs, these are people who work better and who understand and can solve problems. And these are people who try to develop society. A person who can achieve success, he can help other people, and to create some associations, connections in the social media, and also some of them can provide some legal help or start some volunteer movements. So this is all in a new direction, and people who were in a difficult situation, they understand that the highest value is to help others. Do you have some questions? Please introduce yourself. The first question from UCMC. The question to Oleksandr. Tell us, please, you went through many cities of Ukraine, and so where's the biggest number of creative IDPs? Because we know that different regions of Ukraine have different opportunities for IDPs, and where are these people who were able to find their place, new place in life? There are no clear categories. People are interested in different regions, and there are some places that influence the consciousness, and these are peculiarities of the space where people live. But if a person is interesting, he will be interesting everywhere and will find a way to be happy, even 3 seconds a day. Thank you. So one more question to the head of the project, Volodymyr Yermolenko. Tell us, please, and what are your further plans? Is this project completed, or do you have some ideas to promote successful image of IDPs? This project is over, but I would like to tell you that we tried to have creative approach, and we have a long read. We continue to create it, and from the start we didn't have clear idea, but we believe that to have a calendar it's not enough. We should go online, and there will be tons of stories, but each is connected with some media publications that were created due our support pro UNO and also Japanese government, and there are a lot of interesting materials, and here in Kiev sometimes we just overlook them, but there are a lot of interesting reality and documentary local materials, local papers in Drushkivka or Konstantinovka or other places. Our goal, we think how to popularize these stories, how to teach IDPs to work in social media, maybe in online marketing, some cafes that they open, that people get information about these cafes. Yes, this is a long-term plan, but maybe our colleagues from UNO will tell us about their plans on this. I told you about the issues of employment, and now there will be some contests where IDPs can get some financial assistance and also training in order to build their business, to open some business. And you told us about promotion of these initiatives. Here, I think that we all should work on this jointly, because we should teach people how to do it, educate them, and also teach journalists to write about this. And we will help them in the way we can help with money, some contacts, and events. Thank you. If there's no more questions, we end our press briefing. Thank you for your activity. We wish you success, and our next press briefing is in 40 minutes.